Our minds are vast universes, teeming with thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Sometimes disturbances arise within this inner universe, which we call mental illness. Mental illness affects mood, thinking, and behavior. These patterns can disrupt daily life. Imagine a finely tuned orchestra. If one section plays out of sync, the entire symphony is affected. Mental illness is a health condition, not a character flaw or sign of weakness. Just as our physical bodies can experience illness, our minds can also face challenges. Viewing mental illness through a medical lens helps dismantle stigma. It allows us to approach these conditions with compassion and scientific curiosity. The impact of mental illness can be profound, affecting relationships, work, and daily tasks. This struggle is often invisible to the outside world. A person might appear composed while battling an intense internal storm. Mental health exists on a spectrum, much like light or temperature. It is not a simple binary state of being either ill or well. We all move along this continuum throughout our lives. A mental illness diagnosis signifies that an individual's experiences have crossed a threshold. Recognizing this spectrum helps us appreciate the nuances of mental well-being. It reminds us that everyone's inner cosmos is in constant subtle motion. Understanding mental illness is crucial for empathy and support. We must look beyond the surface to appreciate the complex realities within the minds of those around us. This understanding fosters a more compassionate society. What does normal mental health look like? It is a state of well-being where an individual realizes their own abilities. They can cope with normal stresses, work productively, and contribute to their community. Good mental health is about resilience, the capacity to bounce back from adversity. It allows us to navigate life's fluctuations without losing our sense of self. Understanding normal mental health helps us appreciate the resilience and adaptability of the human mind. Our mental health can be altered by various factors, much like celestial bodies in the universe. This shift can be gradual or sudden, triggered by significant life events. Internal factors include genetic predispositions and imbalances in brain chemistry. External factors like prolonged stress, traumatic experiences, and substance misuse can also play a role. Recognizing early signs of altered mental health is crucial. Changes in sleep patterns, appetite, mood, social withdrawal, and difficulty concentrating can be indicators. These signals suggest that something is amiss. Early intervention can significantly improve outcomes. Understanding that mental health can change empowers us to seek help. It encourages us to support others in their mental health journeys. The inner landscape, like the outer cosmos, requires careful navigation and support. Mental health is dynamic, and changes are part of the human experience. By recognizing and addressing these changes, we can foster better mental well-being. This understanding helps us approach mental health with empathy and proactive care. It reminds us that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. When mental health alters significantly, a diagnosis becomes an essential map. It helps to chart the unfamiliar territory of a mental illness. A diagnosis is not merely a label, it is a framework for understanding a complex set of experiences. It provides a common language for individuals, families, and healthcare professionals. This shared understanding is the first step towards effective treatment and support. The process of clinical diagnosis is thorough and multifaceted. It typically begins with a conversation and detailed interviews about symptoms and medical history. Standardized questionnaires and assessment tools may be used. Observation of behavior and mental state also plays a part. Physical examinations are often vital to rule out underlying physical causes. Diagnostic manuals like the DSM and ICD provide standardized criteria. These manuals guide clinicians in making informed diagnostic decisions. They ensure consistency in understanding and treating conditions across different settings. A diagnosis provides a starting point, a name to the unseen struggle. It helps to bring order to the apparent chaos of symptoms. Understanding the role of diagnosis empowers individuals to seek help. It fosters a more informed and compassionate approach to mental health. This systematic approach helps to navigate the complexities of mental illness. Why do mental illnesses occur? It is rarely a single, simple answer. Mental illness typically arises from a complex interplay of factors. Genetic predispositions play a significant role influencing brain development and response to stress. Environmental factors such as trauma, chronic stress, and social isolation also contribute. Alterations in brain chemistry and structure are at the core of many mental illnesses. Communication between neurons relies on chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. An imbalance in these neurotransmitters can disrupt mood, thought, and behavior. Differences in brain structure or connectivity in certain regions have been linked to specific conditions. Understanding this intricate cosmic recipe is key to developing effective prevention and treatment strategies. It helps us appreciate the complexity of mental health conditions. This knowledge empowers us to approach mental health with empathy and scientific curiosity. It reminds us that mental illness is not a personal failing but a multifaceted challenge. By unraveling the causes, we can better support those affected. This understanding fosters a more compassionate and informed society. The universe of mental illness is diverse, encompassing a wide array of conditions. Anxiety disorders involve excessive fear, worry, or dread. Generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, phobias, and social anxiety disorder are common types. Mood disorders primarily affect a person's emotional state. Depression and bipolar disorder are key examples. Psychotic disorders cause abnormal thinking and perceptions, such as delusions and hallucinations. Schizophrenia is a well-known psychotic disorder. Eating disorders involve extreme emotions and behaviors surrounding weight and food. Personality disorders are characterized by enduring patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that cause distress or impairment. Trauma-related disorders like PTSD develop after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. Each condition represents a unique challenge within the vast spectrum of human mental experience. Understanding the diversity of mental illnesses helps us appreciate the complexity of mental health. It fosters empathy and support for those affected. This knowledge empowers us to approach mental health with compassion and scientific curiosity. By recognizing the different types of mental illnesses, we can better support those in need. The inner workings of the mind are inherently abstract concepts. 3D animation can make these complex unseen processes concrete and accessible. Animation bridges the gap between scientific understanding and public comprehension. It can depict neural pathways, neurotransmitter imbalances, and brain structure differences. Animation can visually represent the subjective experience of symptoms, fostering empathy. For individuals diagnosed with a mental illness, animations can help them understand their condition better. For families and caregivers, it provides clarity and fosters greater empathy and support. For the general public, 3D animations break down complex scientific information into digestible formats. This helps to combat misinformation and reduce stigma. Seeing is understanding. Animation translates the invisible into the visible. It illuminates the intricate biological and psychological processes that underpin mental health conditions. By making these concepts more accessible, we foster a more informed and compassionate society. Animation offers a window into the vast and complex universe within our mind. It helps us map these internal landscapes with greater clarity and insight. Understanding mental illness is a vital first step. The human element, support, treatment, and the possibility of recovery is paramount. Recovery is a deeply personal journey, often about learning to live a fulfilling life despite challenges. Treatment for mental illness is multifaceted and tailored to the individual. Psychotherapy, or talk therapy, is a cornerstone. Medications can help correct chemical imbalances in the brain. Support systems, including family, friends, and peers, are incredibly important. Support groups offer a space for shared experiences and reducing isolation. Community mental health services provide vital resources. The journey to recovery is rarely linear. Patience, persistence, and self-compassion are essential. Lifestyle factors like physical activity, a balanced diet, and stress management support recovery. The goal is to equip individuals with tools and strategies to navigate their mental health effectively. It is about empowering them to become active participants in their own healing. Support, treatment, and recovery are crucial for mental well-being. We have journeyed through the complex landscapes of the mind. Understanding mental illness reduces stigma and fosters empathy. Knowledge is a powerful antidote to fear and misconception. Recognizing mental illnesses as legitimate health conditions helps dismantle barriers. Every conversation and act of learning contributes to a more informed society. Understanding encourages help-seeking and provides hope. The journey towards mental wellness often begins with reaching out. We must foster environments where asking for help is seen as a sign of strength. Navigating our inner universes requires both knowledge and empathy. By striving to understand mental health, we support those affected and enrich our collective experience. Let us continue to explore, learn, and support one another with compassion. The stars within us deserve to shine brightly.